Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Saltcast. I am your host, Alex. I'm here with Sebastian and Bert, my two co-hosts. We are back.
Welcome.
This one has some Saltcast news, actually.
We have some Saltcast news. We have our regular news, and we're going to be talking X-Men 97, the last two episodes, I believe. Or is it the last one? I can't remember what point you guys are at.
Two. We
yes.
We just forgot to mention it in the last one, but I think it was... I don't remember what our last episode even was, so...
Yeah, I don't even know. They all blend together. But, yeah, so we're going to get this rolling. First things first, we'll talk about the Saltcast stuff we got going on. I'm going to be... Well, actually, no. We're going to be going to a bi-weekly schedule for the next... How many weeks?
Maybe not. But what's happening is he's going to do some stuff, so he's going to be gone for
I'm going to be traveling,
6
so
weeks.
I'm not going to be able to record for a while.
But we have some banked, kind of. We have 2 banked, and we're going to bank some more after we record this one. That should cover bi-weekly episodes for until he's back. And then, I'm not sure yet, but me and Bert are thinking we'll probably fill it. There's going to be 2 slots, maybe 3, I think it's 2 though. 2 slots that will be unfilled, that we might fill with some anime stuff or something. Not sure yet though.
Yeah.
Worst case though, guaranteed episode bi-weekly for the next 6 weeks. And then the 2 that are missing, chance of being an anime thing.
Yes. Guaranteed bi-weekly episodes, potential for the regular uploading schedule to continue. Just depends on whether or not Bert and Sebastian feel like doing that while I'm gone. So, but just let you guys know that's going to be a thing that's happening.
Also means there will probably not be news. I mean, maybe me and Bert will talk about news on our ones, but the bi-weekly ones with him won't have news because they were all recorded today.
Yes. So, let's get into this episode. We got...
this one will have news, though.
Yeah. We'll let Sebastian, you take it away with the news stuff you got, and go ahead.
Start with the stuff I don't care about that much. Did you see that they revealed the Superman suit today? Or maybe yesterday?
No. What'd you think of
I
it?
liked it. I saw that.
Yeah, it was alright. I don't really have much of an opinion on Superman. I'm very, neutral to him. Don't really care. He has an S.
Fair.
That's good enough for me.
Yeah, the Superman suit's one of those suits where you just don't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple. The original is great. The design is iconic, so you just basically have to not mess it up, which is kind of hard sometimes these days for people.
Damn.
Yeah, easier said than done.
Speaking of superheroes in the DC universe, did you guys see the almost awesome news that a new Arkham game is coming? Everyone was so happy, excited, like, holy shit, a new Arkham game? This trailer looks decent. And then at the end of it, we see VR only.
Dang.
It was so
That's
sad.
tragic.
I was looking through the comments and they're like, Suicide Squad didn't fuck this up enough. The Arkham universe. You guys really had to hit us with a VR Arkham game too.
It's another kick to the nuts.
Yeah, pretty much. But so, I mean, kind of a new Arkham game coming, but
Yeah, that's
who really cares?
VR has never been my thing. I've never really paid attention to anything that's been VR.
because they're very rarely even real games. Like, the only ones, I can think of a couple, right? The Resident Evil ones, which are games already, and then they're just made with good VR modes. Or like the Half-Life Alyx, right? That's a good VR game that is strictly VR.
Walking Dead had a pretty cool VR game.
Okay.
And Beat Saber.
Yeah, Beat
That is
Saber,
like
of course. Problem is, though, like, to do, like, I mean, I guess, because Half-Life kind of did it, where it isn't traditionally a VR series, but Half-Life Alyx was fire. People were like, oh, this is pretty good. But I don't know, like, moving an Arkham VR game is, like, kind of lame. Batman's really getting bodied these days.
Yeah. Oh, you know,
No, I agree. I don't think VR is popular enough.
Just not enough people have it for it to be like how can you be excited about it when most people aren't even going to be able to play it?
yeah.
Exactly. And plus, it's an inconvenient thing to use most of the time.
You need like a whole ass room.
Yeah, if you need to have the perfect room with a perfect set set up. A powerful computer.
$600 on top of the powerful computer for the actual VR stuff, or sometimes more than $600.
Yeah. It's so niche,
unfortunate.
I feel like.
It's got potential, but it's just not there yet.
It's a growing market, but not yet.
Yeah.
So what can you do? I also saw, I'm not sure if it's confirmed yet. I think it's just rumors that there are like talks of a live action. What is it's not called
Talks of a what?
a live action. I forget what the actual thing is called, but He-Man, his thing. What is that called? Like Heroes of something?
Oh, Heroes of the Universe or Masters of the Universe, something like that.
Yeah, apparently there's talks of a live action of the something in that. Which maybe, I don't know. I like He-Man.
I know nothing about it.
I like Skeletor. I like Orko.
I love Orko.
There's probably other cool characters.
Battle Cat.
But Battle Cat's cool, yeah. Orko's my favorite. It could be cool. We'll have to see. I feel like it'll be too wild, though. Like, there's so many insane looking characters that in live action it would just be, like, weird.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe. Okay, now to the serious news. Two things. One, did you guys see... Well, you guys know Paramount Plus, right? With the hit shows like Halo and Knuckles.
Yeah. Absolute bangers.
Did you see that Sony offered $26 billion to buy Paramount?
Who did?
No.
Sony.
Holy crap.
Which would be...
A lot of money.
First of all, bad move, guys. All their shows suck. But, I mean, sure, maybe they have some good IPs. Second, though... I've seen a lot of people talking. They've been like, wouldn't that be crazy if Sony owns the rights to the Halo show?
That would be kind of ironic.
And then imagine it gets good.
That would be crazy.
That would be very funny.
And then they make it good.
Honestly,
could you imagine?
Yeah, that would be crazy. I guess, sure. Can't, like, Paramount is shit. So, like, can it get worse?
That's true.
Yeah, true.
Sony's not necessarily known for their bangers, like what, Madam Web, Morbius. It's just
The Last of Us.
Okay, that one's good. Just two dog shit, like trash companies that make shitty shows coming together. Can it get worse? Maybe. Who knows?
That's not how that works, I don't think.
I don't know. We'll have to see. But that was one that I thought was kind of fun. I don't think there's like a resolution yet. It was just an offer, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Who knows? Okay, now for the big news of the last 4 days. Have you guys seen it? It's crazy.
I don't know.
What happened?
The Helldiver stuff.
Oh, I've heard a couple
briefly.
things, but I'm not sure what's exactly going on.
This stuff is
I don't
wild.
have the
This
whole
stuff is
story.
going back and forth like the freaking Kendrick Lamar Drake stuff. Like, there's so much back and forth here. Basically, Sony comes out and puts out this post, and they're like, all Helldivers players as of May 30 something, or the end of this month, will be required to make...
Yeah, and the next big update.
Yeah, we'll be required to make PlayStation Network accounts to keep playing. Otherwise, you can't play.
Wow.
And then, like, some people are like, yeah, whatever, it's a free account. A lot of people are like, yo, Sony gets hacked like twice a year. Don't really want to make a PlayStation Network account. So you can see both problems there. But
Not
then
even that.
let me finish. Then the big thing was
Okay.
there are apparently 177 countries that Helldivers was sold in that do not have the ability to make PlayStation Network accounts.
Oh, wow.
Like, it just is not supported in their country. So
They're just getting bodied.
so they went and removed Helldivers from Steam in all of those countries. And none of those people could play this game that they bought. And they were like, yo, what the hell? We
they weren't
literally
issued
can't
refunds.
make, like, we're fucked. Everyone was going crazy. And then last night, Sony comes out, and it turns out, in the end, gamers have won. Democracy, guys. Helldivers Democracy. They went back
Liberty
on it.
rings.
And they're
Wow.
like, okay, never mind. Helldivers review score dropped to from mostly positive to like either mostly or overwhelmingly negative in like hours. And like the developers were like, guys, we don't want to do this. Sony's making us.
Dang.
Typical corporate greed ruining a good
So then,
game.
yeah, but they reversed it. And at the end of the day, the only one who suffers is the developers, who now have hundreds of thousands of bad reviews on their game, even though it had nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think Sony will still try to do something to add control to the game.
That
I'm
was
sure
crazy.
they might. Yeah.
It was crazy how back and forth it went, though. They were like, you need an account. And then they removed it from all the countries. And then it came back. And then gamers celebrated.
That is a very cool story.
It's funny
Doesn't
that it was
happen often.
Helldivers, too, because that's like that's so like in
The
character
freedom
for the
game.
game.
Mhm.
There was so many funny ass like reviews and stuff where people are like, Sony has been taken over by the automatons or some shit. People are like, we need to keep fighting. Like, they tried to reduce, the automatons tried to reduce our numbers by taking out these 177 countries from our army and limiting our supply of men. It was crazy. The war went to real life from Helldivers.
Oh, that's funny.
It got a little real.
And they won.
That makes it even
Democracy
better.
is
The
though.
boys won.
Democracy wins.
Oh my
Or
god.
democracy.
Pretty hilarious stuff. I'm glad that the Helldivers community, they got out of it. So that's crazy. You don't hear about that much. It's not
Mhm.
often that they would go
Especially,
back on something like that.
Yeah, especially a company like Sony
Yeah,
that's
that's
so
true.
huge.
I guess because like with even your developers being like, we don't want to, but we gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe someone had to. They kind of had to.
I'm
listen.
surprised the developers were even allowed to say that.
Yeah, maybe they weren't. Maybe they got in trouble for that.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe they put their
It
neck.
just
out.
sucks that, like I said, at the end of the day, like now the only damage done is to the developers because everyone's going to be like, remember when that tragic Helldivers thing happened? And then there's also tons of bad reviews.
I don't think so. I think a lot of people know it was Sony.
Maybe. But like, let's say someone's looking at Helldivers and they're like, damn, there's a lot of bad reviews. I'm not playing this shit.
That's true.
But those are the big news stories. The Helldivers thing being the craziest one.
I have
That is
one news
pretty-
thing.
Go.
Did you? I'm guessing you guys didn't see it because I think you probably would have mentioned it. But they dropped a teaser for the Penguin show. Did you see that?
I didn't even know that was going to be a thing.
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
either.
from the Batman movie. That version of the Penguin. He's getting his own show.
Oh, I think I liked him. It's been so freaking long since I've seen that movie, but I think I liked him as the Penguin.
It looked okay. It was just a teaser, but like the tone of everything seemed pretty cool. It was pretty dark.
Okay, that's pretty cool. You actually reminded me of something. The Boys season 4 trailer dropped. You guys see that?
Oh
I have not.
no, but I did get reminded of something.
It
too.
looked so much. I mean, like The Boys is already pretty gruesome, but this one looked even more. And for
Mhm.
some reason, this trailer has a huge emphasis on like super animals. There are like multiple super animals like attacking them in the trailer.
It's funny.
Could be pretty cool. I love The Boys.
Yeah.
Like I think I've said this before. Like The Boys used to be above Invincible for me, but with season 2 of Invincible passed The Boys for me. So let's see if The Boys passes Invincible again.
Reclaim.
Amazon
Mhm.
shows are fire right now. The Boys, Invincible, Fallout.
I know. Speaking of, season 3 of Clarkson's Farm is out.
Don't know what that is.
So, I like to watch the Top Gear specials where they went to like the third world countries and drove around.
Okay.
And Clarkson, one of the hosts of the show, owned a farm, but he never actually ran it. He just owned it.
Right.
But the farmhand was retiring, so he was like, since he's retiring, let me figure out how to run this farm. So season 1 was him going on the farm for the first time and figuring it out. Season 2 was, his second year, and now season 3 just came out. And I just find it fun because it's just a man on his farm taking care of his animals.
That's awesome.
And then it's kind of sad too because he gets attached to his cows, for example, but then when they have to go be slaughtered, he like cries when they go like get carted away.
I don't think I would ever want to watch that show.
But then you like see the moments when the calves are born and it's like, oh,
wow.
I don't know. It's a cool show.
You were talking tragedy and it reminded me of something.
It's cool to see how farmers like farm.
Yeah, I mean,
like
it's
where
probably
food
cool.
comes from. Plus, it just is a pretty show to watch.
I remembered my other thing. Did you guys see the Escape from Tarkov drama?
I have not.
No.
Do you know what it is?
Nope.
Is it about their anti-cheat?
No. Well, Escape from Tarkov is like what people are assuming will be like the next trend pusher of like the extraction shooter coming in now instead of it being Battle Royale. It was very popular. People loved it. Super popular game. It's not out yet though, so they have like their different editions they sell to like help fund the development of the game. And they had this like $120 edition that people bought, and it was like supposed to have all these add-ons or something. And then they released on top of that a $240 edition, and they're like, this one has this single player campaign as an addition, and we're not giving it to any of the people who bought the $120 one that said it would have all data or all future things. So if you bought the $120 one, you had to also buy the $240 one on top of that.
So if you want to play single player in that game, you need to buy a $200
Damn.
game?
Yes.
That sucks.
And then their excuse was even worse. They were like, too many people bought the $120 one, so our servers can't support that many people. But that's just a dumbass response because, first of all, it's a single player thing, so it shouldn't even need your servers. You should have made it not shitty.
Yeah.
Second of all...
Wait, what? If I buy a single player game, I don't want it needing a server to play it.
Second of all, you're telling me you got too much money and you can't make more servers?
Yeah, that's crazy.
People keep buying our product. We can't afford to build more servers.
So that one is hard. People are like hard flipping. That was like another fall from grace type thing where people are like, yo, what the hell? This game was so good. Why?
Yeah.
And apparently they've also gone back on that and they're like, all right, fine. Everyone gets the single player now. The 240 is just like if you want to support the development now or some shit like that.
No one's buying it after this fiasco.
But crazy that these two like huge tragic gaming news both went back on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, people's crying or uproar is loud enough. They kind of have to listen.
Yeah, I mean, the gaming is on the down for like people are getting bodied too much. They're sick of it. Except for sports gamers. They love it.
Yeah, they love getting money extracted from them any way possible.
Oh, yeah, they just love handing
getting
it
gambling
over.
addictions.
That really is
and
just a
then
gambling
paying for
addiction.
a full game and then watching advertisements in the game.
As soon as you start it, yeah. That's basically how it works.
That you just reminded me of something else. Did you see that YouTube is experimenting with advertisements when you pause videos?
That's so dumb.
Luckily, I have premium, but it almost makes me like
I don't
that's
pause
fucked
very
up.
often, so
You know what's funny about YouTube?
That it's super good with premium and super shitty without it.
That and when in their user policy, it's against their policy to use an ad block and stuff on their site. But the FBI recommends that you use an ad block, so you have to like whitelist them and stuff.
That's wild.
I just find it funny.
So, I think that's all my news. Maybe something will come to mind later, but that seems to be it, probably. Let's move on to X-Men. I am struggling to remember. I remember really liking the first one of these two, but I can't. You got to remind me what happens in that one.
Okay. So basically, the X-Men are looking for, well, it's more so Rogue is looking for Trask, Bolivar Trask, the person that invented
I remember
the
the
Sentinels.
whole thing now, actually.
So she's kind of gone off on her own. She's pissed that Remy Gambit is dead and believes that Magneto is dead.
I told you.
Yeah, I know,
No
right?
one believed me.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the next one, though.
Well, no, he gets revealed in this one that he's alive.
I called that shit.
Yeah, you did call that. But yeah, towards the end of the episode, we get like the reveal that Magneto's actually alive. He's just been imprisoned. Yeah. But yeah, Rogue's going on this like crusade to hunt down
I'm
Trask.
not sure if this is unpopular or not, but I think I liked this one more than the one right before it. The one right before it had a higher peak, but this one was stronger throughout the whole thing.
The one before it, that one was
Where
the
they
one that
blew
was
up Genosha.
No, that was 2 episodes before. Because the one before was like split with Storm.
Okay, then better than that one is what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, I agree. It was definitely better than episode 6.
No, better than the Genosha one.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I guess, yeah, maybe
Like,
it just peaks harder.
the
but
Genosha
yeah.
one peaked higher, but this one was stronger, longer.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I could see that. But yeah, man, this episode is good. Rogue is off on her own basically, and she basically goes and knocks on the door of the US military and is like, "Hey, where's this guy?"
Yo, she is just going
Where is he?
everywhere, beating the shit out of people. And that cameo, oh
scary.
my god.
Yeah, Captain America shows up. She's like, "Rogue, this isn't the right way to do it. I'm on your side, but we just have to do it
She's
by
like,
the
I
book."
could kick your ass.
Yeah, but man,
Dude, she takes his
that
shield.
conversation between the two of
She's
them is
holding
good.
it.
That's a good conversation because Cap is right and he is on their side, but he can't like it makes it complicated for him because he technically represents the United States, so he can't just go into Mexico just because Trask's there, because then it's like the United States is invading Mexico. So
Only
his
he would
hands
have
are
thought
kind of
that in
tied.
Civil War.
Yeah, but yeah, Cap's in a tough spot right there, but Rogue is just not hearing any of it. She's like,
Rose
not
became
helping
one
me-
of my favorite characters in this episode. She was so badass.
yeah, she's like, if you're not gonna help
Honestly,
me, then
especially when she's storming the military base.
yeah, she's like, if you're not gonna help me, then just stay out of my way. And then
But I'm taking
proceeds
this.
to grab his shield and throw it into like the Swiss Alps or wherever they were.
Imagine being him. You're just like, God damn it! Now I gotta go get the fucking shield.
You think he has a tracker on it for these exact situations?
Probably. He throws it so much.
Yeah, but man, yeah, Cap just
I did
gets
not
bodied,
expect to
basically.
see him.
If you,
I did not expect to see any non-X-Men, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, there was a teaser trailer for that episode, and the teaser was the shield being thrown into the ground.
Oh, I didn't see it. So for me, because the shield shows up first, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh fuck. I was like, no way. This is going to be a bait. Like, it's not actually going to be him. And then he shows up, and I was like,
It's him.
that's the guy.
yeah, it was him. But yeah, man, Rogue just goes nuts in this episode. She is obviously heartbroken because of Gambit and Magneto, but just in general, like, mutants have just been massacred now. And the whole world is basically turning on them.
I don't understand
Yeah,
why.
I don't think that would happen. I think they would get more support after that in real life.
Like they got a terrorist attack essentially.
Yeah, man.
They're like,
Right? Like,
haha, they got bullied.
like when we got
they-
9/11, people didn't go, yeah, fuck them. Serves them right.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Didn't the Queen play our national anthem?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, there's all kinds of global support for us after that. And that
I
tends
think-
to happen during those kinds of events.
Yeah, like look at the whole Russia-Ukraine thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I don't feel like that's a very realistic
Yeah,
response.
I think that would have been a bad move for people. If their goal was let's make people hate mutants, that would have done the opposite.
Yeah. I was kind of confused by that too. I wasn't understanding the thinking.
Also, we're just stupid.
but-
We're not understanding the political
Yeah,
plays.
well, because they reveal Bastion in that episode also, and like the Super Sentinels, because eventually Rogue does find out where Trask is, and she goes back to the X-Men and tells them. And so she figures that out. The X-Men team back up with Rogue, and they're with somebody else. Who else is with them? Is Cable with them at that point?
I think he comes in at the end, but they find out that he's their son in that episode.
Yeah, they did find that out.
And he was like,
you know what else? There was some good stuff in this episode, like the relief effort stuff for Genosha.
Yes, that was so good.
Oh yeah,
when like the X-Men showed up,
especially when they go there.
Yes, that was good. That was good stuff.
That actually made me a little.
That was good. That was really good.
And
this episode was great.
Yeah.
This might be my favorite or second favorite episode.
Yeah, and you get a lot of little character things from each person. Like there's some character development for like everybody. For like Beast is usually like super optimistic and like very like open and willing to hear others' opinions. And then that reporter lady that is like his friend shows up, and he's just like so cold to her and like basically tells her to fuck off when she shows
sad,
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Beast is obviously going through it. Jean and Scott kind of are forced to put their like little fight to the side because like there's much bigger things going on, and they have to like be strong as the leaders of the X-Men. So they're going through that. And plus Scott is still like Madeline's like assumed to be dead, I guess, because they never found her body.
If she's dead, I'm pissed because she's so much better than real Jean.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, but
I don't want to say was.
And then Jean understands finally why, when she saw into Madeline's mind before she died, or assumed to have died, why she was like happy. It was because
that's the following episode.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
They're blending together for me. But yeah, they find Trask, storm this building, they get up into the top, and he's up there. And he's like super regretful, which was kind of surprising. I wasn't expecting that. He's the original.
Because he wasn't actually trying to do that, is what I understood.
Yeah, but he was a dick though before, I think, in the older show, and he definitely hated mutants. So like, it was kind of interesting to see him change a little bit. But he's super regretful. He's like to the point where he's so guilty that he's gonna jump off of the building and kill himself. And
that was awesome, that scene.
Oh yeah, this was
crazy that happened how it did.
Yeah, but basically he tells them what happened. He explains to them that Bastion is like a thing and he's around. And he's going to try and kill himself, so he tries to jump off the building, and Rogue just flies over to him and grabs him and stops him. And she delivers some cold lines here about like he's not getting out of it so easily or something like that or whatever. But then she just does like a 180 and like flips the other way and drops him herself. And the rest of the X-Men are like, what the hell is she doing? And even Nightcrawler's like, what have you done? But turns out it was not for the best, because that guy turns into a super sentinel and literally one-shots Rogue after she just went on this rampage. So right off the bat, you get how strong these guys are.
Yeah, they're an immediate threat.
Yeah, they get just absolutely bodied by these fuck.
They really do.
Also, this was earlier. Do you remember that scene with Rogue and Nightcrawler talking, where she's like pissed and he's talking to her to try and help her?
Oh yeah, that is a good one. I don't remember exactly what they said. I just know that they had that moment. But Nightcrawler's basically kind of like talk her through her grief and all of that.
Nightcrawler, also a top 3 character. And he got even better in the following episode right after this one. He had like one of the coldest fight scenes too.
Oh my god, yeah. Nightcrawler, actually, the funeral scene too for Gambit was good with Nightcrawler. I don't remember if we talked about that before, but if we didn't, I just said it again. When he delivers like the eulogy for Gambit.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
That pretty much wraps up that one. And then we get to the one that I actually remember more of. This one was also freaking really good.
This episode went fucking crazy. The action in this episode was insane.
It was so good.
Oh man, it starts off a little bit slow, but it picks up pretty quick.
I don't know. It was.
Yeah, it does.
It didn't seem like it was that slow.
Yeah, but how does it begin? I remember the end, like, and all of that stuff. I remember like the entire second half of it.
It starts off just with Cable explaining to them like what's going on in the future.
Oh yeah. Cable explains all of that and how
And
like
Scott's like, I thought I was sending him to a better life, but it was so awful. He came here to stop it.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Honestly,
man.
hilarious line though.
that was good. But Cable explains it like
What is he supposed
the
to
X-Men
think?
didn't exist in his time, so the fact that they exist now is like the only chance that mutants and like the world really have of like avoiding that future.
He also talks about how apparently because they're like pissed that he didn't stop Genosha. Apparently he tried like a ton of times, which kind of fixes my criticism from earlier of him being late to Genosha.
Yeah,
I'll take
Yeah.
it. Reasonable excuse. It was
yeah,
a canon event.
it was. I mean, it's exactly what it made me think of too. It's like, man,
It probably
might be
is.
if
No
he's
one-
tried that many times, like it's possible.
knowing the MCU and Marvel and
Yeah.
whatever.
If you guys watched What If season 1, like fixed event points
It
are
tracks.
a thing. There's certain things that have to happen.
Yeah, so they're just basically like learning about the future. Meanwhile, they're like taking care of Rogue because she's down.
Yeah, and
Jean
we also
is There's a great scene between Jean and Nightcrawler is just in all these good scenes where he's like telling her about Madeline, and then she's like starting to understand Madeline,
yeah.
and he's like telling her basically it doesn't matter if it was your memories or not. What matters is the feelings.
Yes. Nightcrawler's just dropping wisdom left and right for everybody.
Dude, I know. Dude, it's absolute banger.
He talks
Yeah.
about how Mystique abandoned him.
Yes.
And how they like blood is blood, but you choose family.
Yeah, that was a good line too. That man, there's a lot of good ones. The writing for this show is so good.
It makes me
I
think
know
like
every character has awesome.
it just makes me
lines.
think, how is Nightcrawler always a freaking side forgotten about character? This dude's awesome.
He is awesome, and he has such a cool design. He's so
He
cool.
really does. Oh my! And when he was fighting with the sword,
That's later, but
three
Oh
so
man,
then
that was epic.
it kind of everyone splits up. Scott, Jean, and Cable, where are they going? They're going to like search the childhood house of this guy, right?
Yeah, so they're trying to figure out more about Bastion because Cable tells them about him. And Bastion is basically he's a combination of Master Mold, which is like the main Sentinel that came in and killed everybody at Genosha. So he's got the brain of that thing.
Yo,
Plus-
this guy's name was Nimrod.
Yes. So and he's
What a
also part
stupid
of
name.
Nimrod. Nimrod is like I don't even know how to explain Nimrod, but Nimrod was a villain.
don't laugh at him.
Yeah.
He's gonna come
Yeah.
back.
It's got the worst name I've ever heard.
Yeah, but Nimrod
That's why he's the
Nimrod's
strongest.
a menace still. He's no joke.
He's just pissed about his
He ain't
name.
no Nimrod, that's
Yeah,
for sure.
But Bastion is basically a combination of the two of them. He's basically human mixed with Sentinel is basically what it is. And so he's super powerful. And he's gone off and created, which I guess it is like sleeper agents is what how it seemed like when these fuckers just started popping up all over the
they
place.
really are
Yeah,
just
that
like
was
sleeper
crazy.
agents.
Also, just a small thing I
Like
forgot.
he finds radical volunteers, kidnaps them. Sorry.
No, just small thing we forgot to mention in the previous episode. That guy that I hate finally told his mom that he's a mutant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His mom's a bitch.
But then she like dog shits on him, pretty much. He's like, man, I'm so worried. And Jubilee's like, don't worry, you don't have to be worried. So he tells his mom, and then it turns out he should have been worried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Honestly, though, and then in this following episode, the one we are on now, he kind of becomes all right.
yeah, he definitely has some
He
growth.
does. He actually starts using his powers.
Yeah.
Get to see him in his
But like
full
you said,
sunspot.
They go to check out what's going on in this guy's house for some reason.
Yeah, they go to his
Meanwhile-
childhood home and they find his like mom.
Yeah, and like onto drawings, and it's able to let Jean like see his past.
Yeah, she's able to pick up like psychic echoes. Is like what they're called.
I don't know, but
Yeah, that's basically
touches
what
the
happens.
pictures and it lets her see stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty neat.
Pretty useful.
Meanwhile, what is Beast? I'm confused about this. Beast has some guy in a thing. Who is that guy?
I think it was Trask.
Oh, it was? They're like recovering his body, trying to do something?
Yeah, I think that he was trying to figure out what was wrong with him and how that happened to him.
I see. Okay. Yeah, and then he discovers what it is, and he's like, let's see if I can find out where this is from. Beep, boop, beep. Turns out there's so many of them. He's like, what the hell? This is terrible. Let me stop this. Reporter girl's right next to him, and she's like, nah, you can't.
Oh
And
my
then she just
gosh.
throws him through the freaking roof.
By the finger.
It was so
I think him
fucking
searching
funny,
for them
dude.
all activated them all.
Yeah. It was so freaking funny though, because it cuts to like the living room, which is like Wolverine, Nightcrawler, someone else, and then Beast just flies through the floor right in the middle of their conversation.
Yeah.
I actually laughed at that. I was
Beast
like, holy
got body
shit.
though. She literally threw him by the finger. Like she grabbed him by the finger, and then the
Yeah.
next scene is him flying through the floor.
That was so funny.
Poor
I
guy
loved
didn't stand a
that.
chance.
Yeah.
I just love the idea of people like you're just sitting there talking and like eating a snack or something, and some dude flies through the floor. You're like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah. And then all
That was
these
so good.
these like sleeper sentinels like start activating, and they're like just attacking
Yeah.
mutants all over the
Globally.
place.
So then, yeah, after Beast gets thrown through the floor, it cuts over to Scott and them, and then turns out dude's mom is also one of these things, and starts
Oh, she
doing
starts
the,
having
like,
an
horror
exorcism.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Oh,
then
that was actually kind of scary.
she also starts bodying them and throws them out the wall. These things are no joke. Holy crap!
Yeah, these super sentinel things are fucking crazy.
They're a threat.
And then same time, Jubilee and what's his name guy, they really need to get back with the group. They've been split off for so long. They're
Yeah.
also getting bodied in a mall.
Yeah. That's a callback to the first ever episode of X-Men. Because Jubilee is
cool.
attacked by sentinels in a mall.
So you got like 3 fights going on. The Jubilee and Sunspot one, let's just go through that first instead of jumping back and forth. We'll do one at a time.
Yeah. Basically, they're just at a mall, and then the sleeper
They're running
sentinels get
away.
activated, and
There
they're
was
just-
a funny joke though where she's like, how come everyone can fly? She like jumps out of a thing to try and fly with her fireworks and can't fly. Turns out dude could fly the whole time though.
yeah, Sunspot, Roberto.
Yeah.
And he finally is using his powers, and yeah, he looks all right, decent enough. But the other 2 are the good ones.
Yeah, but he takes Jubilee to where his mom is, and
Oh yeah, and they catch them.
yeah, they get in there, and then basically the Sentinels show up, and he's like, they're trying to kill us, and then the Sentinels like look around, and they're like, they nod at each other, and then they're like, we would never kill mutants.
Oh,
we are
why?
here to save them. And then he's like, yeah, you should go with them.
They're dumbasses.
What's these power
They were
dampening
they was so
bracelets
obviously
on?
trying to kill you, you stupid idiots.
Yeah,
They come crashing in. Of course they're trying to kill you.
yeah, but his mom's like, yeah, his mom's fucked up.
No, his mom's a bitch, yeah. So they get captured. That's not looking good for them. Then I really don't know what's cooler between the other 2. They're both so freaking good.
Oh, I know.
We'll start with Scott, okay? Because I have something funny to say about this. So they get thrown through the freaking thing. They're in the street. They're like, all right, we got to deal with grandma. Then like 50 other of these guys come out. And it's like the whole ass neighborhood is these crazy creatures.
Yeah,
And it's like, oh, fuck. So they like steal a car. And Scott said some shit that at first I was like, whoa, that was cringe because I was being stupid. Like they're running away, shooting at these things, they're not dying, and then they're running out of road and they come to like a mountain. He's like, you don't mess with the Summers. And at first I was like, bro just really called himself the Summers, and I was like, oh wait, that's all of them, never mind, that actually was a good line.
yeah. He's
was
like,
like, he
let's
just
show these
called
things what
himself
happens
that?
if you mess with the Summers. But you missed the whole part. Like, there's like an air section too, where the freaking Sentinels are attacking them in like the X-Jet, and Jean is like
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that.
psychically fending them off. She has a moment too where Cable sits down and she psychically puts on his seatbelt and is like, you need to wear your seatbelt.
He's
Classic
like,
mom move.
He's like, stop bossing me.
Yeah, and Cable's just like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
And they destroy. No, yeah, that's what happens. They destroy the thing, and Scott's like, I'm
Scott
not
drives
doing
a
this
car
shit
out
again.
of it. How did that
Yeah,
happen?
he's like-
That was such a
I'm
cool
trying to
scene.
say, yeah, he's like,
You have a Porsche?
like, I'm not doing this shit again. I guess because of the last time they got brought down, he had to shoot a laser, probably hurt his neck to stop falling.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's where they got the car from. My bad. But the reason I skipped that was on accident because the car part was so much more badass when he says the Summers line.
Yes,
and he
yes.
just starts digging through the mountain as Cable's like blasting behind at all of them. It was so freaking cool.
Yeah, and Gene's psychically controlling the car and the steering wheel and everything. Man, that was good. And I love the part where Cable like rips the roof open and he's shooting out of the car and then Scott says the line and then Cable like puts his hand out and he pulls Scott up and then Scott just blows a hole through
Yeah,
the
it's
mountain.
cool. And then Scott looks over at Gene and like they have like a silent agreement and Gene takes over this wheel with her.
It was
powers.
so freaking cool. I was like, damn, the Summers,
Just a family
like
union.
the Summers are actually
Unit.
cool. I never would have thought. I don't like these characters normally, but that was awesome.
Yeah, Scott is like slowly becoming like one of my favorite characters in the whole show.
I was like, damn, that was so freaking sick. That shit gave me Deep Rock Galactic vibes, just digging while someone's spraying behind you at the waves.
Yeah.
Trying to cover from the bug.
And it really
was
was
so
like wave
freaking
after
cool.
wave of those things.
It was awesome.
How does theirs
I
end? Does it end just with them?
Yeah, then they have like a superhero landing because Gene like grabs them in a bubble or some shit and
Oh
like
yeah, the
lands
car
them.
gets like they flip the car. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like, dinner.
Yeah, Gene is
badass.
Gene's like has a shield around them as they're being fired at, and they're kind of like
Basically,
screwed.
just saying the Summers are freaking insane.
Yeah. Well, right then at the end they're pinned down though, and then the thing that happens at the end is what allows them to survive. But we'll get to that.
Yeah. So then I think now after going over it though, I think this other one is the best fight scene. It was so freaking cool. So Beast gets thrown through the thing. Hilarious. Then Nightcrawler and Wolverine get up ready. They're like, let's fucking go. And they're like so badass. It starts like,
But let's wait, because there's a scene right before this where like they basically like they explode the mansion. Like there's just holes being blown through the whole thing. And
yeah,
then
when then one of them like blasts, like rams Wolverine, pulls him into the air.
yeah. Oh my god, that was insane.
That was
Wolverine
so
was fighting a Sentinel in the
that
air.
was.
more than one, like 10. They like launched him like 1,000 feet in the air, and then he just like stabs the shit out of it, cuts it in half, and then just starts falling and like taking out 10 more on
slicing.
his way down.
Yeah, man, that was crazy. And when he lands, his uniform's all ripped up and he's surrounded by fire. That part was sick.
Yo, so that, unfortunate truth about this though, they are murdering so many people because those are actually real people.
I mean, it didn't even look like they couldn't murder them. They would just put themselves back
mutated.
together.
There's no way those people are dead.
They cut
Some
their
of them
heads
were-
off and they literally picked their heads up and reattached them.
That doesn't mean they're still alive
is
though.
true.
That could just be robot now.
I don't know, but they're not human,
Yeah, but
whatever
at
they
that
are at that
point-
point.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, at that point they're not.
But I
human.
don't think the people even knew what was happening.
I'm
looks
still,
like they
I'm
got
still not
snapped
exactly
up
sure
for
how
it.
Bastion like created those things. Did he like
Because-
specifically breed them with certain
He
people?
said he would browse like radical forms and find people that would like were anti-mutant and would kidnap or like have them like come to his place.
So does that mean that
perform the surgery, wipe their brains, and then send them
Oh,
home.
wow.
yeah, so they don't even know. But does that mean that
Yeah.
reporter lady was anti-mutant, or did they just like kidnap her or something as a trap to send into the X-Men mansion?
I don't know.
He probably, I mean, if I'm thinking in my supervillain Cap thought process, like I would
That
have,
is something that
Yeah,
I
it
would
would be
They
a
do.
bunch
wanted
of
an
people.
inside one.
yeah,
Yeah. So, because I think she's good and doesn't know she's bad, you know?
yeah. And this is the same guy that literally turned his mom into one of these things. So like, come on now.
Yeah. So yeah, Wolverine had this badass air battle, comes down like you said, fire, and then Nightcrawler comes in,
But
and then
there's another part. Like Juggernaut was there. Like where did
Oh,
he
yeah.
come from?
no, that was
Oh,
that
he
was
was
Morph.
Morph.
Oh, that's what it was. I was gonna say. I was like, how the hell?
Yeah, Morph was there for us. I think he got knocked out because he's fighting one of them as Juggernaut, and then
He gets
Nightcrawler
thrown.
teleports in and instantly gets bodied by Juggernaut's body being thrown into him.
Yeah, Nightcrawler teleported like everybody out of the mansion first, and
Yeah,
then gets bodied when he comes back.
So then he goes back again though to Wolverine after Wolverine lands from his insane air battle.
Yeah, Wolverine has
And
like a
then
moment here where he's fighting on his own though too in the mansion and just cutting arms and heads and splitting
It was
people
so
open.
freaking cool. But the him and Nightcrawler scene was so freaking cool. Wolverine's cutting people
man.
open. Then Nightcrawler comes in with 3 swords,
All you see,
one
no,
each
but-
hand.
yeah, all you see is him pick up a sword, and then it cuts to him, and he's holding all 3 of them, one in the tail, 2 in the hands.
Yeah.
And then he's just teleport like one hitting people back and forth. It was so
Well,
freaking
remember the
cool.
line the dialogue that him and Wolverine exchanged,
How
What
did it
about-
go?
where the Sentinel was like, "Why don't you just give up?" And Wolverine was like, "I have 6 reasons," holding out his
Oh,
claws.
yeah, yeah.
And then Nightcrawler comes in, he teleports in. He's like, "No, you have 9." And he
Oh
has a
my
sword.
god! Oh, that was good.
Oh my god. And they were like dancing around each other in perfect sync, just bodying these
Oh,
things,
man, yeah.
sword and claws.
That was
And
good.
explain this to me. I was a little confused. There's one point where they both come at one from different sides and it like looked all weird. What happened there?
That's the in between of where Nightcrawler teleports. Like when he's
so
teleporting,
all
he's
3 of them went in there?
yeah, he's jumping into another dimension, and then coming
Okay.
out at another point. But yeah, that's
I
basically
see.
what that was.
That was so freaking
I don't know
cool.
why why
section.
that happened though, and what the reason. Like that was weird that happened at that moment.
Maybe just-
Because
it
they
was
were all
spectacle.
touching, I guess.
I guess, but there's like some kind of foreshadowing going on with that. Then I would think because there would be no reason to slow it down and show that was what was happening.
That is true.
But they're
I don't
actually
know.
fighting around Rogue too at this point because she's like
Yeah,
unconscious.
because they're like protecting her, which is making it even more badass because they're like dancing over her bed, like just keeping them off. Nightcrawler is just so cool to watch with his like teleporting back and forth.
When that is done right, oh my
It is.
god, it is some of the best
It
action.
looks and sounds awesome.
Oh man, he's just bamfing all around. That's what it's called, bamf. Because in
It
the comics,
reminds me of,
every time he does it, it says bamf.
It reminds me of the scene in Infinity War with Spider-Man and Doctor Strange's portals.
Oh yeah, magic with a kick, magic with a punch. Man,
That's probably my favorite scene so far. Them fighting around Rogue's bed like that.
that's arguably one of the best fight scenes in all of Marvel or like MCU. Like that shit was crazy.
I mean, it was in animation maybe, but I don't think it's better than Shang-Chi.
Okay, maybe some of Shang-Chi's, but Shang-Chi's are like incredible. But like any of the Iron Man movies, that scene was better. I think the only other one you can say is like Captain America Winter Soldier. That one has some good scenes, like combat stuff. But the amount of stuff that was going on and the amount of people that they were fighting, like you can say like it's up there with like the Battle of Wakanda, that kind of thing. Like there was many people going around.
It was good. It was pretty
pretty good.
It was really good. Nightcrawler was awesome. Wolverine was awesome because honestly good because Wolverine has not done much so far. He needed that.
Yeah, man, that was good. Oh my god, I want to watch it again. Honestly, just that part.
So very cool. And then you can wrap up like the ending of the stories now because
Yeah, so they're basically surrounded again. What's his name? Freaking
Scott?
the Summers are surrounded also, and then we
The
cut.
Summers.
Yeah, we cut back to Bastion, and he's with who's he with? He's with a bunch of people. I'm still confused exactly what his plan is. Like I missed something.
she's one of the like what do you call it? Political lady
Yeah, she's like a senator
from
or something.
before.
Yeah, but
They're basically trying to make people hate mutants. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot about the freaking ending. You got it.
yeah, I was gonna
Ending
say
was insane.
The ending was fucking nuts.
I remember the
Yeah,
ending.
but
I don't remember how it ends with Scott and them, but I do
I'll tell
remember
you.
Wolverine says the thing. He's like, "Where's the?" You know the thing.
Yeah.
I was
but,
letting you do it.
But yeah, so we cut back to Bastion, and he's like doing his thing or whatever, going wherever he's going. And then he gets a call from Mr. Sinister, and he's like, that freaking human let Magneto out. And he's like, of course she did. And so they teleport back to the base. They're talking to the girl. She's telling them why she let him out, like how they were wrong and everything. And she says Magneto was right. Basically saying like he was right about humans, like they were going to fuck the mutants. And Magneto warned us in the beginning of the show, don't give him a reason to like fuck shit up. And so we see him get freed. The collar gets popped off. He gets free of the chains, and he immediately just bursts out of the like wherever they're holding him.
He's
Yeah,
gone.
in his underwear, no less. And he's in a bubble, and he goes to like the North Pole or something. I don't know. He goes somewhere,
He,
and
must have-
North Pole.
he did something crazy.
oh my god, yeah.
Yeah,
He says one line. He says one word, not even a whole full line. One word. He gets there, lands on the ground, and like power starts like emanating from him. And all he says, it's like a close up, and it says enough. And then his power like goes around the entire planet.
He like
He
destabilized
EMP'd the
the
Earth.
poles or some
Yeah,
shit.
he like flipped the poles.
he did an EMP.
Yeah, something. And
He's like turned off. He like fried all electronics.
Yeah,
he,
and he just-
instantly destroyed all of the guys that everyone's been fighting.
yeah, that everybody's been
All the
struggling with.
robots.
He literally just turns them all off.
He just wipes the
And he makes
globe.
the Earth go black.
Oh my god, yeah. And at this moment,
Remember, he turned off all the lights.
yeah, he
Yeah.
did. And at this moment, there's hella cameos too. Freaking Spider-Man flipping through a rooftop.
That was
it's
crazy.
like, what the fuck's going
And
on?
then as New York's going
I
down,
didn't know any of those other people though.
Spider-Man shows up. Omega Red, that's the guy with like the tentacles in his arm.
I don't know who that
He's
is.
a mutant. That's Omega Red. Who else showed up?
Some other guy that had a weird helmet.
Oh fuck, who was it? Can't remember now.
I don't know. I don't know who they were when I saw them, so I couldn't tell you.
Shit, I knew Omega Red, and obviously we know Spider-Man. I can't remember who the other guy was now. I can't remember. Anyway, but yeah, Magneto just went God mode on the freaking planet and basically turned everything off. And Wolverine or who says it? I can't believe Magneto did that or something.
Wolverine.
No, he says. Yeah, he says.
No, Nightcrawler says
he-
Magneto did it.
No, Wolverine says Magneto did it, and then Nightcrawler's like, "What?" And he's like, "Started the war."
Oh yeah, he declared
War.
war.
Yeah, something like that. Then he's like, "Where's the professor when you need him?"
This was funny to me.
And right as he says that,
Yeah, right as he says that, he just fucking crashes into the
there's this
mansion.
thing falling from the sky.
There's a lot of
Hey.
just people having conversations and people crashing into stuff.
I thought it was I thought it was badass. Looking back, yeah, it's kind of cringe, but it was badass when it happened. He crashes in and he said the thing.
Oh yeah, it delivers
Yeah,
the
yeah.
line to me, my X-Men, and all of the X-Men get like the psychic call. Man, this
He's
next
like, I hope I'm
episode,
not too late.
this next episode is gonna be fucking crazy.
Yeah, it was funny though
Yeah.
because Beast came up and knocked out.
Yeah,
It showed his face, but he's still knocked out.
no, his eyes got all big. He was like, "What?"
Oh, he's like,
I think it woke him
it
up.
must have been a dream.
Yeah,
Like, am I hearing things? Do I have a concussion?
man, but they've
Yeah, it
set
was-
up a perfect moment now for Storm to have her Thor into Wakanda moment where she just shows up and fucks everything up.
That would be cool.
When everything's like at its worst, Storm's gonna show up and just go crazy.
Especially because, do they know that she has her powers back?
No,
yet?
I don't
No.
think anybody knows yet.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect
Yeah,
setup.
It's gonna be wild.
Man, Magneto's out there too. Like, man, there's a lot of stuff's about to happen.
Professor's back.
And
We're
the
gonna have to
X-
do a Sorry,
Yeah, well, yeah, we're gonna have to do a brief
I
of
was
this
gonna
whole
say
thing.
a recap after the whole thing's over because we won't be able to.
Yeah, but Magneto's gonna be on one side, the Bastion's gonna be on another side, and the X-Men are kind of like caught in the middle. But man, that episode was crazy.
It was good. Those last two were great. It's been great. I'm surprised, like, because when this show started out, I was like, there are some high moments, but it's just, I'm not like loving it. These last two, I was like, wow, that was great.
Yeah, episodes 1 and 2, great. Episode 3 was okay. That's the one where like Madeline goes nuts and wears her
One
crazy thing.
was okay. 2 was great. That was the Magneto one, I think.
Yeah, it is. Episode 4 was the one with Jubilee and the video game, and then the
worst
Storm
one.
stuff.
Worst one.
5 is the Genosha thing.
Great.
6 is the one that's
Yeah, it was a
that's
good one.
split again with Storm.
Not as great.
And then 7 and 8 were great.
Legendary. Great show, great characters. Hopefully it stays good, ends good is awesome. And unfortunately, I struggle to see how the MCU X-Men can be this cool. So maybe this is bad, and now I won't like the X-Men in the MCU.
Man, just do this, but live action. Like, just like they have the feel right of the
Honestly.
characters. Like that's how they should feel. You
The
have,
problem
like,
is there's
great
too much
stakes.
other shit going on already in the MCU for them to have an X-Men story at such a high scale.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. They're gonna
Because,
have
like,
to
how
do
could-
something though.
Like, how could you do that in live action without using any of the existing characters that are not X-Men?
Yeah, and the way that they played these cameos too was good. Like, just have Captain America show up randomly. Like, it makes sense that he would be somewhat involved.
They're in the
Yeah,
same
like
world.
I want to see Spider-Man just swinging through the rooftops one time. Like, just CGI him. I don't care. He doesn't even have to talk. Like, I just want to
He
see
didn't
it.
talk.
And in the background in the scene, have him doing something.
Yeah, like the world is so full of characters.
Wouldn't that be funny?
He's just fighting Goblin
Like,
in the
you see
background
some-
of something.
Well, like, yeah, or something similar. Like, you have, like, our two main characters talking on a roof somewhere. And in the background, you see, like, some old lady getting robbed. And you see Spider-Man swinging in, getting her purse back, webbing up the guy and giving it and just swinging away.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe something like that.
no
But like,
dialogue.
it makes sense that Spider-Man would be out in the city when like there's freaking Sentinels flying all over the place, blowing stuff up. Like
Yeah.
he would be out there doing something.
He would absolutely... No, he's not going to be like, oh, that's not my villain.
Yeah,
That's not my villain.
right. Yeah, I feel like that's how it feels sometimes in the MCU.
Definitely. That's not my villain. Excuse me, are you an animal-based villain? No? All right, you're good.
Yeah.
Keep going.
You're an animal.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it for X-Men 97. Show is peaking
rocks.
hard right now.
It is a really good show.
I
Yeah.
never would have watched it if we didn't do it for this, and I'm glad I watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, me
It's
too.
good. All right. Well,
Cool.
that's it for
it.
this
See ya.
episode. We will see everybody
Yeah.
next time.
Keep it salty.